Over the last 7 years, the BCRC Caribbean and UNIDO have assisted in the growth in institutional, infrastructural, and human resource capacity for 8 Caribbean parties. Through cost-cutting initiatives under the GEF 5558 project, stakeholders have been successfully engaged in the chemicals and waste agenda with a focus on persistent organic pollutants, or POPs. The update of the POPs inventories and National Implementation Plans, or NIPs, from 2016 to 2018 provided a good foundation and baseline for each project country. From this, we learned of the quantities of waste to be managed now and in the future, but also learned how and where we can act together to meet the needs of the Caribbean region.
What has been very important for us is the ability to improve our knowledge and our ability to manage chemicals.
Coming out of the NIP action plans, an overarching topic seen across the region was the need to build capacity on managing POPs and meeting the obligations of the Stockholm Convention. This need resulted in over 50 stakeholder trainings on many different topics, ranging from inventories to management practices at landfills to spreading awareness on POPs in creative and engaging ways for the public. The modality of these trainings varied from practical hands-on sessions to regional information sharing events, and even plunged into the virtual sphere when hit with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. A wide range of audiences have been engaged at a regional level, from officials in the public and private sector to NGOs and academics. To deal with existing stockpiles of POPs, waste and environmental professionals were trained on environmentally sound management and disposal, including best practices for labeling, storing, packaging, handling, and even transporting POPs, all captured in an ESM manual published to reach a wider audience. Focal agency representatives participated in a regional training session on the reporting requirements of the Stockholm Convention, with tips for utilizing the online platform. This training session was facilitated by the BRS Secretariat, and an instructional video was developed for continued sustainability. Identify, learn, and act. This mantra guided several trainings to provide key persons within the industry with tools and techniques to creatively deliver the message "Stop the POPs" in the Caribbean. A diverse toolkit of materials on the campaign accompanied the trainings, which are all available for public access on stopthepops.com. A training of trainers approach was used as a sustainable mechanism to increase capabilities on analytical sampling and human health and ecological risk assessments of POPs. Manuals were developed and a refresher program was also done virtually, which allowed for a greater number of stakeholders and even students to participate. The knowledge gained in these trainings also bolstered countries with their own preliminary risk assessments of some of their potentially contaminated sites.
The sampling of soil, air, water, foodstuffs for persistent organic pollutants, as well as measuring and calculating risk for people who are exposed to these chemicals. This, I think, is a really important aspect of the work that we're doing here, because it's a real problem in our region and our current capabilities are a little limited in dealing with this problem.
When it comes to the management of PCBs, the private and public sector electricity and power companies were highly engaged. Through training, awareness-raising activities, and on-the-ground work, at least 5 project countries have directly built their capacity to inventory, safeguard, and dispose of PCB-contaminated equipment and oils identified. For the Caribbean region, the overall improvement of landfill management practices to reduce UPOPs emissions is also important. Project stakeholders have been trained to identify options for diversion of waste streams through targeted sessions on hazardous waste management, and the project has also provided designs for suitable interim storage facilities. All information associated with these trainings are housed as an interactive compendium on the website www.upops.bcrc-caribbean.org. As small island developing states, the issue of illegal imports can rear its head. Therefore, the 8 national customs and border control agencies have received trainings to strengthen their capacity to detect and classify POPs and waste and chemicals using specified tools and platforms such as the Watch It app. With the increased wealth of knowledge over these last 7 years, significant organisational growth in the focal agencies mandated with chemicals and waste management across the region has even led to the increased representation of the Caribbean at the international level. The confidence and capabilities have been built not only with the national agencies, but also within the BCRC Caribbean as a regional executing agency on projects of such nature. As this chapter closes, we look forward to ongoing and future opportunities to build on the innovative work done under the GEF 55-58 project.